Hey guys.
Stay up to date.
Hey guys, it's your radio host Lady P. And
Good.
Jesus. And this is the New Relationship Show. This is a show where we talk about relationships from a male and female standpoint. But now we're gonna start with the fun part of the show. We're gonna start with the Battle of the Sexes. So now we've got Naomi representing Team Pink. Nan was not feeling well, a little under the weather today. And so Naomi has agreed graciously to step in. Cousin Howard has said he will be kind to her, so we will see how that goes. And we've got Ben.
Aren't I always kind to you?
We've got Ben for Team Blue. I'm not even going to answer that. So,
Be on the bus.
for those of you that are unaware how we do this, we have 3 questions for each of them, and they can they have an option for a lifeline for one of the questions. Whichever team gets the most correct wins. This is our first episode back in this new season. We've been gone for a while, so I don't remember who was winning last season. I'm sure it was Team Pink, but we're gonna see what happens today. All right. So we're gonna. So I think that Team Blue should go first, only because Naomi has not played before, so that way she could kind of see how it works. So, with that in mind,
He's
Ben,
not smart.
with that in mind, Ben, are you ready for your first
She's
question?
trying to throw you under the bus. But then talk that I'm going to
Nah,
throw
that's
you
good.
under the bus.
I'm ready.
Okay, Ben. So your first question is this: what actress played a really bad teacher in the 2011 film of the same name? Your options are A. Julia Roberts, B. Cameron Diaz, C. Sandra Bullock, D. Regina Williams. Would you like your 10 seconds?
Repeat the question just one more time.
What actress played a really bad teacher in the 2011 film of the same name? You need your options
Okay.
again? No?
Do you
Okay.
understand the question?
Really? How that wasn't a difficult question, cousin.
He has a blank look on his face.
No,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Would you like the options again, or would you like your 10 seconds, or would you
No,
like
give
to...
me the options again.
Okay, so your options are A. Julia Roberts, B. Cameron Diaz, C. Sandra Bullock, or D. Regina Williams. Would you like your 10 seconds?
I'm gonna say B. Cameron Diaz.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
Okay, let me see if I can...
Yay!
So that answer was correct. That's one correct for Team Blue. Your second question, Ben, is this. What comedian is known for criticizing award show red carpet fashions? Your options are this. A. Joan Rivers, B. Wanda Sykes, C. Amy Schumer, D. Chrissy Teigen. You want your 10 seconds? You want your lifeline?
Yeah, give me my 10 seconds.
10 seconds. Okay.
Yeah.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And your answer?
I'm kind of old school, so I'm gonna say Joan Rivers.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
Yay!
And that's 2 correct. Good job, Ben. The clutch, as Jamian would say. I know. I see you, Naomi. So the third, the third and final question is this: what sweet-smelling line of dolls first came into popularity in the 80s and were relaunched in 2009? Your options.
Hold
You
on.
want the question again?
Repeat that question again.
What sweet-smelling line of dolls first came into popularity in the 80s and were relaunched in 2009?
Okay.
Your options are A, Candy Locks, B, Sweet Treats, C, Strawberry Shortcake, D, My Sweet Love.
I'm gonna use my lifeline on this one.
Cousin Howard, he's using his lifeline.
Ooh. Shortcake.
I didn't hear you, cousin. What happened?
Ooh.
Do you need to put in your head?
Strawberry shortcakes. You're not hearing me? Y'all need some Q-tips?
So, wait, let me.
Yay!
That was correct. So, no pressure, Naomi, but that means that all three, they got them all three correct. So now, if you happen to get all three correct, we're gonna go to a tiebreaker. But if not, Team Blue will have won tonight's show. So, hi, Jamien.
Excited. What's up, Jake?
So what
What's up,
happened?
Jamien?
Nan was sick, and so Naomi has graciously volunteered to help out with
Be
the
slaughtered.
Team Pink, and Cousin Howard has agreed to be kind to her. So, with that being
To
said,
her, you keep throwing her under the bus like she a special ed or something.
oh
What's up with that?
no, why your finger in front of the camera, cousin? You don't know how to
Right in
operate your
front of the-
phone? Could you please come with a question, please? I'm just saying. Because y'all all happy now. Let me try to get my tiebreaker question together.
Hey, Father God, help us.
You called them right. Come on now. Come with your question.
In the movie, who plays Detective John McClane?
And
A.
what?
Bruce Willis. In the movies, who plays Detective John McClane? A. Bruce Willis. B. Jason Sanaa.
Who?
C.
Wait, I'm sorry. Who was B?
Sanaa.
Jason
Howard.
Statham.
Whatever. You know what I
I'm like, Sanaa? Who is that? Statham.
mean. Ford or Tom Cruise?
Jesus be offense.
Captain McLean? That has to be Bruce Willis.
Yay!
That's
Well,
that one is
close on
correct.
start. You
What?
know, make us name the final answer.
No, because she said the right answer. Even though we couldn't hear what you were saying, and you made up a name for Jason Statham, and you know you could
When
read.
Ben-
You talking
when
about
Ben
somebody
ans-
special
when
ed, and
Ben
you can't
answered-
read that name.
When Ben, shut up, let me talk, woman.
So what happened now, cousin?
When Ben answered the question, you know, you were in a rush. You weren't in such a rush to
Can we just
hit
move
that
on? She
button.
got it right.
Yay!
Can we move on to your second question, please, cousin? Today,
What brand is synonymous with handled rotary tools?
with what?
With handheld rotary tools. My glasses.
It's your glasses now.
I need you. And I can't see this.
You see what
screen.
happened when people get old? I'm just saying. Cousin. So, Naomi, just so you know, because cousin didn't explain to you, you are able to use a lifeline if you're not sure. So, can you reread the question, because I think we got confused when you weren't able to say the handheld. So, please.
What brand is synonymous with handheld rotary tools? A. Ryobi. B. Black & Decker. C. Dremel. Or D. Do It. What is DeWitt? I never heard
So
of
obviously we know it's not DeWitt since he ain't never heard of it. But it is a brand of tools, but okay. So anyway, Naomi, would you like your 10 seconds? Would you
Black and Decker.
Huh? Would you
Black and
like your
Decker?
10 seconds? Would you like to use
You
a
like
lifeline?
You said Black and Decker. I know.
I'm sorry. Who is
That's
it?
why I was trying to tell you to use your lifeline. It was Dremel, which is,
And that's a lie because all of them make rotary tool now.
it says handheld rotary tools. Oh,
They
so
all
then
make it
we're saying that it's right then? Are we changing?
What are you doing?
So we changed her answer to correct?
No,
Since-
no.
but you said they.
Because
What
Dear
did you
Lord.
just say? You said they all sell it. So if that's the case, her answer is correct.
Ben, he gonna lose this for you. You better step in here, brother.
Exactly. You need to check him, Ben. I'm just saying. You just said,
No,
Howard, that
no,
all the questions are correct. All the things are right.
Hold on.
I think cousin Howard is a plant. I
Something.
think they
He
planted
trying to
him
make Team Blue lose.
on the blue team. I think they planted him on the blue team, Ben. You know, I always got love for blue. I'm blue to the heart. You know, we started this thing together, Ben. Me and you, baby.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. You're right.
So you think Cousin Howard's a setup?
Cousin taking you down, brother. He got a little bit too much blue on. Like, he compensating, you know what I'm saying?
Cousin Howard, did you get any questions from Lady?
He's setting you up for the okie doke, brother. Look at him telling, oh, well, they're all right. I mean, there really is no wrong answer on that.
Oh, my Jesus.
it
Oh,
doesn't
my
matter.
I heard there really
Jesus.
is no wrong answer on that one.
Oh, my Jesus is all I'm
This has
saying.
nothing to go against you, Naomi. I just wanted you to know that I love you to death. You're my heart. Love you, Naomi. This is not you. This is not
But
against
wrong
you,
is
baby.
wrong, huh?
It's not against you. But, you know what I'm saying? I want a fair game. That old cousin over there, he looking a little, he might want to pull them dreadlocks out of his head or something.
Something.
He looking like Lady P over there. He looking like Lady P over there.
Uh-oh now.
All right, final
No,
question.
but the difference with the answer is that brand only deals with handheld.
Right, Dremel. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But see, Cutting don't even know this. I mean, if we go off of what he said, because he said that all of them are correct, so that would mean that Black & Decker is the
No.
correct answer. That's what he just said.
No, because we got to go by what your card said that you got the questions from.
But you just said it
So
was
don't
wrong.
go.
I'm just
Clean it
trying
up.
to
No.
listen to what my older cousin says. I want to, because he's older. I'm just trying to pay him his respect and listen to what it is that he's saying. I'm just.
Lady P, be quiet.
All right. So come with question 3.
Wait, didn't you already Which bill, according to
This
legend,
counts for 2 points.
Yeah, and you can use your lifeline for
They
it
tried
too.
to make it up.
So
and if you interrupt me again, even if you get it correct, it will be wrong.
you can't pick. I'm the one with the thing.
I bet you get it wrong. I bet.
She can use a lifeline. She's not gonna get it wrong. But go with the question.
Which bill, according to legend, killed 21 men? A. Wild Bill Hickok. B. Billy the Kid. C. Buffalo Bill. Or D. Bill Clinton.
Slick Willie. Oh, sorry.
I'll use my lifeline.
Okay, and the answer is Billy the Kid.
Yay!
So,
'Cause I was about to say Billy from the project.
So, what that means, Naomi, we are so thankful that you were able to pinch hit today. And it's funny because you're in Detroit, right?
Yes.
Nan lives in Detroit. So, you're up there where she is, but she's under the weather tonight. So we thank you for playing the game, fellas. Even though cousin wasn't really much of a help, Ben, Team Blue has won. And actually, Jamie and I might need you to step in and be Ben's partner next week because cousin is not available. So it'll be y'all together again. with
That's cool. That's cool.
Ben said that's good. That's good. So Team Blue has won tonight. Way to start off the season. Congratulations to the fellas. You know, time will tell whether you can keep it up. But let me throw you a yay for that. Let me see this one.
Yeah. Yeah.
So-
Yeah.
Oh, you want a yay? Okay.
Yay!
Was that good? That was good. All right.
Yeah.
So, Ben, I thank you. I look forward to seeing you next week. And congratulations on your win tonight. All right.
All right. Thank you very much.
All right. Thanks, Ben.
And better luck next time.
Well, yes. You know, next time, even though you'll have Jamie on your side, you probably won't win next week. We'll see. I mean, time will tell. You know, I'm just saying. Oh, Jamie said you're going to win because of him. So, time will tell. We will see what happens next week. We're going to leave it at that. We'll see how the week goes. But thank you, Ben, so much.
Okay, then.
All right, have a good one.
You'll have a blessed week.
All right, thanks, Ben. Okay, guys, so we have a very interesting topic tonight. If I can get, I'm just having so many issues. Jesus be offense. So we have our topic tonight is this. I guess it doesn't like. Okay, topic is this, and we're gonna ask the men first for their take on it. But the topic is when a man asks a woman, "What do you bring to the table?" What do they mean? Sounds like Jamian would like to. No.
Go ahead, cousin.
Okay, cousin. What do y'all mean when you say that, cousin?
I can only answer for me. When I make a statement like that, you got to be equal with me because I don't want to have to work an extra 20 hours a week just to make sure that you can keep $2 in your pocket, which means you got to match me. Whatever I have, you got to match me or be better. And we can take what we got and build on that. Right? And we can build on that. But I don't want a woman to come at me and, "Oh, baby, I love you, and yeah, I want to be with you," and all that crap. And they ain't got, I can't say what I really want to say.
You really
but
can't.
They don't have anything. You know, everything is going to be on me. I ain't with that. I'm not going for that. I'm way too old to start all over. So you gotta have your own, because what were you doing before you met me? How were you managing? You weren't stealing, you weren't selling your body. See? You were making ends meet. Keep making ends meet. You know, and we can take what we have, what I have, what you have, and we can build something together and grow old and live comfortable with each other. And not have to worry about, oh man, they're going to turn off the light, or they're going to turn off the water, or they're going to turn off the cable, or something like that. So when I ask a woman, what do you bring to the table, it ain't about sex, because sex I can get anywhere.
Well, tell us how it is, cousin. I'm just,
It's about,
y'all women, y'all hear that? Go ahead, cousin.
it's
I'm
about
just playing.
having your own and be able to stand on your own. The same way I don't need nobody to take care of me, I don't want to have to take care of nobody. See? But on the same note, yeah, I don't mind every once in a blue moon help you out with a little $2. That's not a problem.
But don't
But
ask me
I
for
don't want-
$2.99. I'm sorry. I was just okay.
I don't want you asking me for money every week or every month. Hey, can you help me with my phone bill? Can you help me with my rent? No, I can't. No, I can't. Work some more hours if you have to. See? But I am not paying your bills.
Don't that sound a little personal? I'm just asking. It just seemed a little
No,
personal.
it ain't personal. It's just how I feel.
Okay.
Yeah, personally, if it was personal, it would be a whole different conversation. You know,
Okay.
but that's how I look at it. See? Let me see what you got. This is what I got. See? This is my net worth. This is my gross worth. See? Match either one. So I know that you can stand on your own. I don't have to take care of you. See? Once I know you can stand on your own, then we can proceed from there.
Can I just ask you a question, cousin? Because and this is just being devil's advocate, but I was under the impression that let's say the relationship has progressed past just the beginning part. I thought that the man was supposed to be the provider, but what you're
No,
saying that's not
that
true.
went out the window. That
Oh,
went out the window years ago when women
okay,
said they want to be equal. Okay, you want to be equal? Let's see what kind of money you got.
okay,
Right?
okay.
It ain't about you supposed to. Back in the day, yeah, when our parents were growing up and the man was supposed to provide for his household and the woman was supposed to just stay at home and cook, wash, and mash.
Cook, watch, and what?
You know, mash,
Match? What's
mash,
match?
mash.
Have sex.
Thank you,
Oh,
because
I'm all
lady
you didn't know
like,
either, Naomi. Okay, thank you. Because I'm like, mash.
She knew.
Oh, you knew? Oh.
That was just you. That was just you.
you're the only one that didn't know what that means.
Maybe because I'm younger than you, cousin.
Yeah.
And I guess I
Younger,
must be
my-
younger than Jamie and too. I don't know.
Probably are.
Okay.
But-
So
Go ahead.
I was in doing my research. I found a panel. It was a couple couples, and they were talking about this subject. And one of the men said that he makes good money. He pays all the bills. He's also an electrician, so he's able to repair things around the house. So he's asking, well, what can you do? Because sex is not, what is that? And so the woman said, well, I take care of the household. I cook. I clean. I, do those things. And he said, well, I can get someone to come clean my house. I can order that meal prep from maybe Freshly, if the name is right. And so you're only saving me $680 a month. So what's the point, right? And I was like, it's funny because my thoughts on it would be not your career, not your degree, not tangible things, but how do you deal with conflict in a healthy way? How are you in those aspects of a relationship? What do you bring to the table as far as being my peace? Things of that nature. And what I've found, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but what I found was that it was the men that actually had funds to bring to the table that had that whole thought about, well, all you doing is cooking and cleaning, and I can hire somebody to do that. Okay, well, when you have children, and now you've got pickup, drop off, you've got home, the things that the woman usually does, even if she's working, she's responsible for the kids, the after school activities, taking them back and forth to school, all this stuff. And, and I'm like, I think to me, it seems like even in your comment that you're caught up in, well, it needs to be 50-50, and nothing is ever 50-50.
Hold on. Because when you got kids, I know when my kids were growing up, I coach at the park. I coach both their teams. I coach basketball, soccer, softball. I coached them. I got off of work and I picked them up and took them to the park for practice. So, what else are you bringing to the table? Because I could do that myself.
So you could be a single parent yourself. You don't need a wife. In that case,
I
right?
didn't say that.
In that scenario.
I didn't say that.
So, but when you come to, you need to come with exactly what I have. Otherwise, I mean, I'm just asking the question, and you know, I'm looking at it.
Me personally, hold on. Me personally, I need to know that I don't have to carry you, that you can carry yourself. See? I don't need to carry you, and instead of working 40 hours a week, now I got to work 60 hours a week because I got to make sure that you got money in your pocket for shit in case.
Well, you supposed
See?
to. You're the provider. I'm just playing. I'm sorry.
All right, sit right there and wait for me to be the provider. Sit there.
But when you were married, were you the provider? Did you have a problem with
Yeah.
it? Did you have
No,
a problem
because-
being the provider?
No, because my ex-wife matched me pound for pound.
Okay.
See?
So, okay.
It's not like she got to come to me and, baby, can you pay my portion of the rent? Baby, can you pay my portion of the light? She never had to do that one day.
But if
She
you're the
had her
provider,
own.
why does she have a portion of? I'm just asking because I'm not
Because
clear on this whole, you know,
times have
provider
changed.
thing. Because if she
There's
got her
no-
portion, then I did something. Then stuff is split, right? I'm just,
It's
you know,
split down
I'm
the
trying
middle.
to get clarity because from what you're saying is, in your opinion, it's all monetary. It's all on a financial
No.
basis. What do you bring to the table? That's what when you ask the question, you're talking about money, finances.
Because,
Things
like
that
I
you-
said, I don't wanna have to carry nobody.
Right.
I don't want nobody to carry me, but I don't want to carry nobody.
Okay.
If I feel like giving you, I will give you. But I don't want to make it like I have to give you.
Okay. So no. But what I was saying is that what I had heard, I think, and this is when we talked about it before, was that when this question is asked, they are not talking financially.
Naomi, you want to let them argue this out and go to a different room?
Right.
They're going back and forth saying the same thing to each other about 10
Right.
times now.
So
Okay,
Damien
okay.
is up.
We can go
Jamian,
to a different room, Naomi. Me and you can go to a different room while they argue.
Jamian, can you please give me your thoughts on this, please?
Since you got something to say,
No,
let's
just
hear
saying,
it.
Look, a question like this is never going to be across the board. You say, what do they mean? Who knows what they mean?
So if
Everyone's
you were
gonna
to
mean-
say it, what would you mean?
Well, I was going to get to that.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Look, all I'm saying is a question like this, if Cousin Howard, if that's what it's like asking somebody, what's your love language? Every man doesn't have the same love language. Cousin Howard wants a woman who matches him buck for buck. That's what he wants. There's nothing wrong with that. That's what he considers you need to bring to the table to get with him. Only thing I would caution is saying that I would never, because the minute you say that, you're going to meet somebody that is you're going to be like nose wide open and she's going to have a penny to her name. And you'll be working 40 extra hours and happy as a clam. So all I'm saying is never say never. But if that's what he's decided at this point in his life that he wants, then there's nothing wrong with that. I think for me, and I think generally it's kind of shifted, or no, not shifted, but I think it's always kind of been in this arena where when women look at what men bring to the table, it's monetary. And when men look at what women bring to the table, it's more esoteric or it's more domesticated. Like they're typically a man wants a woman who is supportive, who's loving, who is affectionate, you know, who knows how to take care of a house, who can cook. These are all old school traits because now, I mean, you got women who can't cook, You got women who, is off doing a career and don't know a thing about running a vacuum cleaner. I mean, it's all different now. I think so. Every man's gonna have a different idea of what he wants a woman to bring to the table. For me, like, it's all about respect. I want a woman to be mutually respectful. I want a woman who values herself, who takes pride in herself and her appearance, takes pride in her lifestyle, what she does.
All right, let me ask you something.
Let him
real
finish, cuz, and then you can ask him. Just let him finish.
I think this is probably important, what he's about to say.
Isn't that part of them being able to handle themselves?
Cuz, you ain't let him finish to ask that question. Let him finish.
Okay,
Let him finish.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You lost your thought, didn't you?
Basically, what I'm saying for me is it's obviously she can take care of herself because she was doing it before I met her, right? So she wasn't homeless. She wasn't like whatever. So she can take care of herself. For me, it's just about, are we on the same wavelength mentally? And then for me, I like someone who's trying to do better. Like, there's nothing wrong with being satisfied with where you are. I think you should be happy at all points in your life. But someone to me who's doing nothing, who's just sedentary, who's, they're not trying to learn anything, they're not trying to advance in any way, shape, or form in their life, that's boring to me and that's not attractive. It's not saying that they're bad people. I think if they're happy with that, then all for them. But for me, that's not attractive. And then intelligence. Intelligence is a huge thing. Intelligence and sense of humor are probably the two biggest things for me. I need someone who is smart enough to be able to have in-depth conversations, who has a strong faith in God. And then I need someone who knows how to laugh, who can laugh at themselves and at the world at large, because then that allows me to laugh at myself and the world at large. And someone who's not judgmental. I think, just open heart, open mind. Those are the types of things that I look for as far as what she brings to the table. Monetary, to me, I can always make more money. So I'm not really like, I want you to need me, I want you to want me, not need me, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm not looking at it like, how much you make a year? Almost. I make $5,000 more than you. So, once you get that raise, give me a call. Like, I really could care less. As long as she's making enough to support herself. And then if we get to that point where it's the two of us, then we'll do what we got to do to achieve the goals that we set for ourselves. But yeah, for me, the other stuff is way more important.
Okay. Naomi?
I think when guys, talk about what you bring to the table, what they're really looking for is, and it's been said already, but is how do you respect me? Am I walking into a space where I'll have peace? Respect, peace, and then the laughter is I think it's very important to the men. I think that's really, really important. When I remember talking to my grandmother, and she would say, if you had everything, I'd put it against a barrel of laughter. That's what she would always say. Bring a barrel of laughter to your relationship. Y'all should be able to smile and laugh with each other. So I think that's what men are really looking for, because I've seen men who, they don't care how much money you have. It's more about, how do I feel when I'm with you? How do you make me feel? Do I get a sense of respect versus degrading me all the time? I can put up with some things, but I can't put up with you disrespecting me. That's just kind of what I've been exposed to, just listening to men and talking to them. It was that, I went with the one that respected me.
Gotcha.
I just think that's really important when they're looking at what you bring to the table, and not just respecting them, but respecting the things that they respect as well. How do you handle that? So.
Okay. Yeah, and when I was looking at the panel, and they were talking about this, and the men were feeling like they're providing, right, so to speak. And they said, when they first got into their relationship, they were the sole provider, and that the wife took care of the household things, right? But then as time went on, now she don't feel like cooking. Now she want to get a maid. So what's she supposed to do? And and like I said, I watched it and I'm like, are we really serious right now? It was kind of like a tit for tat. If I'm and I don't know if it's some of the more modern. I don't even know if I would say that it's the modern men, but it's almost like the type of man that you come across now. If they have, a decent job and they're able to, handle finances, they feel like, well, if I'm doing that, then you need to, be doing all the things inside the house, whether or not both of them work. So I think it's almost like it's been a shift. And it's funny because I was talking to a young lady, and she was telling me, as I was talking to her about this topic, she was saying that her husband had made comments to her about the fact that, he's the one that's paying all the bills. And I'm thinking, it's a shift, because I was in the opposite situation where I had it's a new term I heard. It's called a hobosexual, which is someone who is a hobo and trying to find somewhere to stay. So they get into a relationship with someone that has somewhere to stay, so they have some, so that was like the type of dude I unfortunately found myself dealing with. And then so you've got that extreme, right, where you're trying to find someone to take care of you, and then you've got the one where you finally are able to take care of yourself, and you feel like, well, since I'm doing this, then she needs to do A, B, C, D, E to deserve me because I'm paying the bills. And I'm like, relationships don't work like that. And I think that's probably a lot of the issues that some relationships have. Because, it should be about respect. It should be about mutual respect. It should be about mutual goals. They should be a spiritual connection. All of these things, more so than, worried about the money, worried about, well, are you cleaning the house?
Lady P, I want to make sure I did not say mutual respect.
No, I'm saying, no, I know
okay.
You said about, because actually if we take it back to the word, it says that, men are told to love their wives as the Christ loved the church, but a woman is told to have deep respect for her husband, because that's something that's not easy, right? You can say whatever, but I love him, but that deep respect is what women are commanded to have for their husbands, right? So, and that's something that the male needs, to be respected, right? But I was saying, just in the case of a relationship that will hopefully stand the test of time, those are the important things. But people get caught up in the, well, I make this, how much you make, in the financial thing, or if I'm paying this, then you need to be cooking and cleaning and, all this. And it's more than that, but this is what we find in a lot of relationships now. So,
what I think is interesting. I think it's interesting. A lot of times, these are the things that we think we want. Like we're looking on the outside, looking in, and we think, oh, well, this is what I want. But I think if we were to break it down and just take it down to the brass tacks of it, you want someone who makes you feel like home. You want someone who makes you feel like home, whatever that is for you. Mm-hmm. And so, while everybody's definition of home is going to be different, for Lady P, for Cousin Howard, for Naomi, all of us have a different idea of what home looks like. but whoever that is that can come in, and when you're with them, it feels like home. That's who you want to be with. So at the end of the day, all these things that we're like trying to detail out, oh, she's got to do this and this. I think at the end of the day, you really just want someone, your refuge. You want your refuge. And I think
Right.
that's men and women. You know, a woman wants a man she feels safe, protected. She wants that refuge to where whatever happens during the day, whatever happens in the world, she has him to come to. And he wants someone, because men, like especially black men, we get beat up. We get our ass towed up from the flow up out in that world.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times we want that woman we can come home to where it's like, where woosah or whatever you do.
Exactly.
Get your
Exactly.
peace.
That's
Want that
exactly.
safe space. And I think we can go back and forth on the details of what that looks like for each of us. But I think if we're really honest with ourselves, that's what we want. That's what we're looking for.
I agree. I
Sure.
agree, and that's totally what I meant about the respect and the peace.
Mm-hmm.
I agree
That's
with
it.
everything. I agree with everything y'all said. Right, but when you say what you maybe I wouldn't stress the point. But when I say I want my equal, so to speak, I want to be happy. I want to look forward to going home to my spouse. I want to be excited to go home to my spouse. See? And I want vice versa. I want her to be excited to come home to me. I know a lot of couples today that will get home and sit in front of their house in their car and be like, do I really got to go in? You know, my suggestion, pack up and leave because you're not in love with that person. You don't want that person. And all you see is a negative in that person. So get out. See? Don't keep going home and look for a reason to go inside. You know, that's a form of disrespect. You, like Naomi said, you want your spouse to respect you and you respect your spouse, no matter what. Nobody can come at you and tell you nothing because that is your woman or that is your man. See? But on the same note, you don't want her to come home and figure, man, I didn't pay this bill and now I gotta go ask Jamie to pay it for me and I don't know how he's gonna act. I mean, I'm dead serious. I've seen it happen. See? So, like, huh?
I hear you. No, I hear you.
You know, maybe I didn't stress that point enough, or maybe I skipped over it. Maybe I'm thinking faster than I'm talking. You know, but it's not like you want her to match you dollar for dollar.
That's
But
what
you
you
want-
said. I'm
You
just
want-
saying.
Well,
Go ahead.
Father God.
That's kind of what you said, though. I'm just saying.
He did say
Yeah.
that. But
That's
okay.
kind of exactly what you said.
Kind of exactly.
Kind of almost word for word.
Y'all finished? Y'all finished?
We love
Let me
you,
know.
cousin.
You
We
set
love
yourself
you like
up
a
for that.
play
I'm sorry.
cousin. Because you did.
I'm
You
sorry.
did. I'm just, and it wasn't just me.
You
So,
put a target on your forehead and said, shoot me. Handed us the gun and said, hey, shoot me. Please. I had it too easy in life. Shoot me.
I'm like a lot of folks out there. You want that respect. You want to look forward to the end of the day because you going home to the woman you love. And she's coming home to the man she loves. See? And y'all can sit down and talk about anything without have to bite your tongue, curve your tongue, or none of that crap. See? But on the same note, you don't want her to sit outside like, okay, man, I gotta talk to Jamie and figure out how I'm gonna get this $500 out of him. See? You don't want that. Because that means you gotta go work an extra 20 hours to make that $5 bills.
Hold on, is this my wife or is this like a girl, like someone I just started dating?
No, this is like the person you want to spend the rest of your life with.
but see, that's not
Whatever
even
you
the
want to call
topic.
her.
See, you just went way off off of the topic because, yes, we touched on what it is that, is needed as far as respect. And yes, I probably was the one that guided you off the topic because I was talking about mutual respect and relationships and things like that. But we really were talking about, what it is that is felt when we say, what it is that we want brought to the table or that men say when
But
or what they mean.
This isn't just about what men want. Women want the same
No,
thing.
but the topic is. You want me to go back and tell you what the topic is? Because we did go on, and like I said, I'm taking responsibility because I did lead us off
at what the
somewhat.
topic says.
But you taking us full circle off. I'm just saying.
The topic is not just directed at men; it's directed at men and women.
It is.
No, it isn't. It's not.
So
It's the topic says, what do men mean when they ask a woman, what do you bring to the table? It didn't say, what do women mean when they ask a man what they bring to the table? I'm just telling you what the topic is. But I understand and I take responsibility for taking us off course because of my comments and what I said, but I'm just trying to just bring us back to the topic at hand. That's all.
But I think we all kind of have the same feeling about it, is that both men and women, even though it might look different for each side, want similar things as far as what's brought to the table. If you're talking in more of an esoteric, non-linear, like delineated list type thing, then I think we are both kind of looking for the same thing. But if you're looking for like resume items, I don't know. I think that's going to be different for each person, for each man.
There's no.
So it's
resume.
kind of like situational, right? It depends, and even in saying it's situational, it's for what it is that in this moment that could change based on different things that happen. You know what I mean? So like 5 years from now, because you went through whatever it is you went through, now being asked that question, maybe the answer could differ somewhat. So not just by person, but by person, and it could change based on life experiences, right? I think.
Oh, definitely.
So
yeah, the way we formulate or the way we understand ourselves and what we want is by the things that we go through, and we're able to figure out, I thought I wanted that, but I'm good.
When I got I found out it wasn't what I thought.
So, and I think all of our decisions are based on our past experiences, and just, as we learn more about ourselves, we're able to better understand what constitutes happiness for us and how to seek that, how to create a life that brings joy and happiness, for ourselves.
Right.
And that includes whoever you bring into that life.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And with that being said, cousin, there's nothing wrong with you feeling that that's what it is that you want, because that's based on things that you've gone through your life thus far. You know what I mean? So you don't have to change what it is that you said, because of how the conversation went. If it's that financial equality, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm sorry?
I'm not changing what I said.
Okay. We're going to go back and listen back to the show, but in the interest of time, we have to move on. So do you have any final thoughts on the topic before we move to the letter? And I'm not being funny, for real. Any final thoughts before we go towards the letter? No? Yes? No? Okay. So we have a letter to discuss, and it goes like this. Dear Lady P, I'm in my 30s, and my ex is in his 40s. We both make way into the six figures, never have been married, and neither want kids. We are both marriage minded but on different time frames. We were dating for about a year, and I was telling him I wanted to get married, and he agreed but wanted to wait a while. We were talking about selling both our houses and buying one of the $1 million homes in our area. We went on a trip together to Jamaica, and I thought he was going to propose, but he didn't. He just wanted to do something big for our year anniversary. The last day we got into an argument because he didn't propose, and I broke up with him. Now I have been single for almost 6 months, and dating men aren't anything like when I was with him. I tried to get back with him, and he isn't interested. The fellas have him out in the streets and traveling to other countries, and he sees he has lots of options. He is a nerdy engineer that was happy with me when we were together. I now regret letting him go, and I'm in therapy for depression. I understand that everyone has a timeline for when they want to achieve a goal, but it hurts. I know you can't rush someone into something they aren't ready for, but I really thought we were going to be a power couple. Is there anything you think I should have done? Signed, single and depressed.
I'm sorry, it says anything different. It says anything different you think I should have done.
I didn't say the sorry. Is there anything different you think I should have done? Signed, single and depressed.
Y'all don't want me to get involved with
No, because we're going to ask you last because I already know. So we're going to start with Naomi on this one, please.
Well, starting with me, I mean, when I read this, I don't even begin to know what make you think on a 1-year anniversary of dating and you going on a trip to Jamaica that you were going to get proposed to when he said he wanted to wait. I would say the first thing you should have done was listen to what he told you. He told you he wanted to wait, and you went to Jamaica thinking you were going to get proposed to. The second thing is you call him a nerd. So I'm not so sure how highly you think of him. He's a nerdy engineer.
Oh, okay.
So how and now he has options. Well, I think he had options then, because I'll be the first one to say I love nerds. So he
Naomi be like, "Hey boy, how you doing?"
He had options to start with. He had options to start with. Y'all were only together for a year. Y'all been apart for 6 months. That's half of the time that you knew him. You put all of that into a 1-year relationship. You didn't say this is someone you had been knowing a long time and y'all started dating, so you got to know him and knew him for a year. You've been apart from him for 6 months. He's going on about his business. I just think that you should listen more. You should have listened more. I think he told you everything that's happening now. This all sounds good, but I ain't ready yet. And you were like, oh, not only are you ready, you're going to propose to me when we go to Jamaica. And since you didn't propose to me when we went to Jamaica, I'm going to leave you because what? You thought he was a nerd and he'd probably come running back to you. But his boys took him off. And the other thing, this whole thing about the 6 figures and the power company and the mansion, just the priorities. It's nothing wrong with wanting to be a power couple, but you just wanted to rush into everything, and you had it all planned and laid out, and he already told you not yet. So I just think you should have listened to him at the beginning.
Okay. Jamian? Yeah, I'm going to you before cousin. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna have to tread lightly on this one because she says she's in therapy, right? And mental health is a serious thing. Mental health is a serious thing. So I want to preface this by saying, I in no way, shape, or form take lightly the fact that you are seeking help. Okay, I am. Let me start off by saying that. Right, but I have. It's hard for me to take this seriously because what did you think was going to happen? Like, I'm sorry. You paint him in this light like he did something wrong. He didn't do anything wrong. He told you, I don't want to get married. He said, I want to get married, just not right now. Right? But because it wasn't what you decided was supposed to happen, you broke up with him. Like Naomi said, probably thinking he's going to come back like, oh, baby, I'm sorry, let's get married. That didn't happen because he took the healthy route. You know, his boys did what they were supposed to do and was like, nah, you ain't going to sit in the house moping about like, come on, bruh. There's other fish in the sea. She didn't want you. There's somebody out there who does. And your bluff got called. I'm sorry. Your bluff got called. You regret letting him go? Why did you? See, this is the thing. Relationships, people enter relationships now, they're thinking, oh, these what they call long-term relationships is basically a let's see, right? It's just like marriage now. Marriage today is not a lifelong commitment for most people anymore. What it is a let's see. Let's see what happens. If it don't work out, we'll get divorced and try again. No problem, right? With relationships, if this was somebody who you really saw as the person you're supposed to be with for the rest of your life, one trip to Jamaica a year in where he didn't propose would in no way, shape, or form equaled breakup. It might have been a discussion like, hey, I thought we were here. You're saying we're here. Okay, let's figure out how we get on the same page here. I can see that happening. But you broke up with him. You nuked the situation, and then you're mad because nobody survived in the fallout. You dropped a nuclear bomb. You killed everything but the cockroaches. And now you're walking through wondering why you got cockroaches walking all over your feet. Because that's all that's left. That is all that's left. And you're in therapy for depression? Like, why are you, see, and this is the other thing. Why are you asking us this? Why did you even write this letter? Is there anything different you think I should have done? Why? Like, is this trying to move on? Because it doesn't sound like it. It sounds like you're still in the same place. It doesn't sound like a letter that's trying to progress. You know what I mean? Like, you're stuck in the same place, fascinated or fixated on this same relationship that didn't work out 6 months ago. If you have a therapist, I'm sure they have told you the same thing. All right, I'm sure you've gone over this relationship. I'm sure you've talked about it, your feelings and everything about it. And I'm sure they've given you a plan for moving forward, but you're not moving forward. Because asking us what you should have done, you can't tell me that no one has heard this story and been like, well, girl, not break up with him? That would have been a start. How about that? Possibly. Like, and I hate to sound cruel, but like at some point, like, yo, I just, it's crazy because I'm just like, if you say you're in it, and this is what upsets me about relationships these days. If you say you're in it, like I'm in it, I'm in it to win it, it's me and you, bam, we're gonna make this thing work. And then the first thing that doesn't go the way you want it to go, you're like, oh, well, guess this is over. Like, I'm sorry, what? Like, wow, okay. And I'm sure he was probably the same way. Like, I just want to do something nice for our year. And you like, it's over. And he's like, what the hell? I'm sure he went home befuddled. Like, what the fuck did I just do? I was just trying to do something nice. Right? And he just got his heart shot out. And you don't know how long it was before he was able to go out and see other people again. You can't judge him for that. His boys have him out in the streets. Come on. Really? Because he's out there and he's not sitting at home moping on his couch, he's in the streets now? I'm sorry. Again, he's in therapy for depression, so I do not want to make light of that. I think that is very healthy if that's how you feel. I think it's very brave to seek help for that. But don't write us a letter painting this guy all kinds of wrong, like he's the bad guy and his boys are the bad guys, and they you know, no, I'm sorry, sweetheart. I am sorry. You made your bed, you know, you tucked in the corners, you did the hospital corners, you bounced a quarter off that month, and now you mad because you can't get inside the covers. Like, no, I don't know. I feel like I'm being harsh. I feel like I'm being really harsh, and I don't mean to be. And if you're listening, please know this is coming out of a place of love. But you definitely have to like look at this for what it is, and do something different later. If you say you're in a relationship for the long haul, be in it for the long haul. Period. Sorry, I feel like that was angry, and I wasn't trying to be angry.
Okay. Cousin.
I don't think you were angry. I agree with you 1,000,000%. A lot of women out there, they got this plan in their head that they gonna meet the perfect guy, and the perfect guy for them is somebody that makes 6 figures. And when she
Ain't
met
nothing
this
wrong
guy,
with 6 figures. I'm just saying. She was making 6 figures too. I'm just telling you, cousin.
I
This is a
understand,
previous
but
conversation you and I had.
I don't think that's what his point was. I don't think that's what his point
Yes, it is.
I know she keep
Yes, it
interrupting
is.
me.
Go ahead, cousin.
Right? There's a lot of women out there that they got this idea of the perfect guy. And once they meet what they believe is the perfect guy, it's like, okay, we're going to date for 6 months, then we're going to get engaged for 6 months, and then we're going to be married in a year, and I'm going to be pregnant in a year and a half and have his first baby in 2 years. And they got everything lined up. They never asked the guy, is this what you want? When the guy told her, yeah, I want to get married, but not right now, he took her to Jamaica, want to do something special, and she jumped off the deep end and broke it off with him. And like Jamin said, his boys came and got him and say, man, bump this. Let's go out and party. See? Which is what your people's supposed to do to help you get over whatever you're going through. See?
You ain't take me out the party when I broke up with Jay. Ain't you my people? I'm just saying. Sorry. Go ahead, cousin. I'm just saying.
Yeah. And now because dude didn't run back to her and say, oh, honey, please take me back. I'm sorry. I was stupid and blah, blah, blah. Now dude is all kind of crazy and no good and nerdy. See? But I guarantee
She
you,
ain't
dude
say
walked
he was
back in.
nerdy. Oh my gosh.
What does he say in the letter?
She just said he's an
A nerd.
engineer. Yeah,
He's
but
a nerd engineer.
he was a nerd engineer when she met him. She might be a nerd at
No.
whatever she does. She making 6 figures. She ain't say what she does. She could be a nerd too.
Can I finish?
Yes,
Do you
cousin.
think I can finish?
You got a minute. Wrap it up. And you see, you laughing and you're not finished. Can I say my point? Or are you done? Go ahead and finish, please.
No. Oh, no, you're rushing me. You didn't rush Naomi or Jamian, but you're rushing me. Okay. Anyway, I think not even her therapist can help her because she's not paying attention. She's hung up on dude don't want her back. And she can't figure out why. Or she don't want to figure out why. Because most dudes, if you break up with a dude because he didn't propose, you honestly believe he's going to come back? Yeah? Because he's like, what am I going to go back to? I'm not ready to get married. I don't feel like getting married right now. Down the road, might be next week, might be the next 10 years. But right now, I'm not thinking on that level. And because she dumped him because he didn't propose in Jamaica, he ain't coming back. See? He probably don't even want to be her friend no more. And I can't blame him. See? Because you're not going to dump me because I didn't propose to you and I took you on an exotic vacation. Come on, man. I was trying to do something nice. But that wasn't good enough for you because I didn't get done on one knee. Man, wake up. Smell the coffee, it's on fire. See? So
Naomi
she
looks
cannot.
like she has something to say.
Huh?
Naomi
What you
looks like
say?
she has something to say. Naomi got something. there's some brewing in Naomi's mind. I see it. I see it. She's trying to hold back on us.
Go ahead.
Come on, unmute your mic, Naomi. Let's hear you.
I'm just listening. I'm listening because I'm thinking that, like you say, if she's listening, we do want to be cognizant of the fact that she is truly depressed behind this. But you asked what you should have done differently.
Not break up.
And yeah.
Basically.
So, yeah. You're asking what should you have done differently, but would you have done that differently? You're asking.
Now, see, that's my question. Because we're all, given where we are in our lives and what our mindset is, we can look back on a situation and be like, oh, I should have. But that's not necessarily true, right? Because for where you were at in that moment, maybe that was the right decision for you. Maybe this isn't the guy she's supposed to be with for the rest of her life. And the reason why God had you in this situation and had you in your feelings like that was because otherwise you would have stuck around. And maybe there's somebody out there better for you. You know what I mean? So I do agree with Emily on that. That's it. And I would ask, you and Lady P, what is, as a woman, because I don't think men get, the marriage fever or notoriously as much as men, as much as women, and that could be a misnomer as well. But just, for you guys, when you're in a situation, what is it you think she was going through this moment that had her a year in this desperate to be married to this dude?
Well, personally, I feel like it may have to do with her age. It may have to do with, people always have comments and thoughts. Maybe an auntie, your grandma, somebody. Ooh, girl, you getting to be, you 30 and you not even married yet. It could be something like that that she hears.
We lost your video, Lady P and Cousin Howard. We lost video on you, just so you know.
Oh, I'm seeing both of you.
I'm seeing everybody.
I'm seeing everyone. So it might just be you. I see you even. But
I'm sure. Hey, keep going. Sorry.
So I think that it was probably maybe something that's been ingrained in her since she was young, that by, this age, this should happen. And, I have come across women that are so desperate to get married because they feel like that's the next thing they have to do. Not really understanding what marriage really entails and the reality of it. So I'm thinking, with our letter writer, that it may have been something like that. She grew up hearing, by 30 you should be married. I really don't know. But one thing I wanted to say that stood out in the letter was that the last paragraph, after she talked about being in therapy, she said some things that she does understand now, and maybe that came out of the therapy, understanding that everyone has a timeline, for when they want to achieve goals, and you can't rush someone into something they aren't ready for. She did say both of those things, and it sounds like those are things that she may have learned through her therapy. But to her, I would say that, it's important to be on the same page. A lot of women that have never been married before put such, I don't even know what the word is, but they are so focused on wanting to get married, wanting to be Mrs. Somebody, wanting to say, oh, my husband, this, and all of that. And, not really thinking of what the reality of what a marriage entails. And honestly, with the fact that you guys weren't on the same timeline, that's something where you have to understand, are you willing to wait, knowing that the wait could be 10 years or it could never happen? Because a lot of times I find that, people settle for things. And if this is something that you really want, you felt like, you wanted to be married by this age or whatever, for whatever timing that you set in your mind or in your life, and this person that you're in a relationship with is not on the same page, that's when you make a decision. And it almost seems like, even though the letter doesn't tell us this, that she had other folks, just like he got his boys, she had other folks egging her on. Girl, he better propose. He taking you to Jamaica. And if he don't propose, girl, what I would do, and you need to keep people out your ears. You really do. But at this point, it's done. You made the decision. You need to move ahead from this and, come up with lessons learned that, in a future relationship, to see if you guys are on the same page. And if not, do a soul search of whether or not you want to wait around and see if something changes. Maybe there's a reason. Maybe, you're aligning yourself with someone that's not marriage minded. Maybe, you decided you want this type of person, this type of guy is your type. And nerdy or not, that doesn't mean that, that's someone that's ready to make that step. I would say continue with your therapy. Don't second guess your decision. Honestly, I feel like if this is what you want and, this is the goal that you have to be married, then you need to date with intention, right? Date someone that is intentionally dating because they have that goal in mind. Not just, well, I'm going to date him and see, what happens. If this is something I absolutely 100%, I want to get married by whenever, I don't know what time frame, then you need to date with intention. You don't date someone that just, sometimes on the dating site they have, what you're looking for. If you're looking for a long-term relationship, or you're just looking for someone to hang out with, you're just looking for someone to date, just to date, then that may not be the type of person that you should in the future try to align yourself with. Look at some lessons learned. Look at some things, because there had to be other things going on in the relationship that weren't on the same page. And it had to be like big, obvious. I mean, that's like a big misstep to assume that something as big as a proposal is going to happen, and to be so far off base that he wasn't even thinking that. If his mind was, okay, this is something big to celebrate our 1 year anniversary, and you're thinking this is something big to celebrate our getting married, you're in different places. You're not even thinking the same. So my advice, continue with your therapy. I would say journal. Look at your lessons learned. Look at look at what it is you're really looking for. Was it him, or was it just to be married to someone and the person didn't matter? It was just, you just wanted to be married. Because that's important too. And to really know and understand yourself. So going forward, you can be aligned or on the same page with whomever is next. So
I would like to add.
See, I knew you had something to say. I knew you had something.
It's okay to dream with someone. And that sounds like what y'all were doing. You dreamed about selling your houses, getting married. Both of y'all didn't want to have kids, but you wanted to get married. It's okay to do that. It's okay to dream with someone. It's okay to have those dreams. But sometimes we have to realize that the dream and the person that you live the dream with may be different. You're looking for someone that was, evidently, you wanted him to propose to you within a year. And he specifically said, I want to get married, but more time. And that, therapy, whatever, I think that if you would just have listened to those words, You might be in a different place now. Not that you may still be, but you would be in a different place. Maybe you wouldn't be as depressed or having to see a therapist about it because you listened to him and you realize, okay, you know what, that's fine for you, but that's not what I want. So because of that, let's just go our separate ways. But not getting upset while in Jamaica and really messing up your Jamaica trip. You know, messing up a trip in Jamaica on the last day. I for one have heard plenty of sessions about that plane ride home. When you have an argument on the last day and that plane ride home, I've heard stories about that, and it's not a nice place to be because here you had this wonderful trip, and on the way home it's just that's what you're going to remember out of the whole thing. You're not even talking in the letter about how beautiful Jamaica was or how wonderful of a time you had up until the end. None of that is expressed in the letter. So again, I just have to really, really just say, when you say what could you have done, it's really listen to the conversations that's being had between you and the person that you're with.
And I have to say, to that note, like, if she really thought he was going to propose on the last day, can you imagine how that trip went? Like, can you imagine how romantic he was, how, like, thoughtful he was? For her to be on that last day, like, oh, it's about to happen. Oh, my God. Oh, girl. Oh, I got my ring finger grease. My ring fingers all greased. I got Vaseline on that motherfucker. It's going to slide right on. Can you imagine everything he did? Like, just think about it. That had to be, and now, every time you think of that trip, like Naomi said, like even if they were to get back together, you can't even bring up any of the good stuff on that trip without the negative stuff. Now it's kind of like you know, when you have white paint and you put a little drop of black, one little drop of black, you can never get it white again, ever. And it's just like, I'm thinking about that now. I'm like, man, that had to be one heck of a trip. You know what I mean? Just like the romance and that, he had to be doing the most, you know.
And he wrong for doing that because he knew that she was thinking that. So
why
why would he do all that?
No.
Now he's feeding into what she thinking.
No, Lady P. I love you, Lady P.
You don't
but
think
he
wrong
said he was
for
very
being
clear.
on like that and
He was very clear. And for someone making six figures to
Well,
go to Jamaica, that's nothing.
True.
That's nothing.
We might have to take your title
I
for
think
the rest of the show.
Lady P needs. Why I want to know why
You're just lady now. You're not Lady P. You're just lady.
I'm
After
just
that
saying. Let's just say.
Gone.
No,
No,
but
she's
let's
just
just
she.
say
She
that
lost
they
the
had
lady.
talked about, you know, marriage, you know, somewhere in the, be quiet, cousin.
They
Somewhere
didn't.
in,
He already told her he's not ready.
okay, wait.
What part of that you didn't get?
Can I say my point? What I'm saying is, what the letter is saying that, yes, they had a discussion. Yes, you know, she told him she wanted to get married, and he said he does too, just not right now. We don't know if they had the discussion 6 months in, right? And now 6 months later, he takes her on this romantic trip. So she's like, well, now he did say later. We don't know that. We don't know that where in that year. I'm just saying. I'm just trying to.
Her assumption is his fault. How is her assumption his fault? He didn't say,
Okay.
I want to take you on an engagement cruise or something like that.
No, I understand that, but okay, but think about her mind, okay? Think about that they had this. Let's just look at the timeline. Wait, cousin. So I know I'm reaching, but I'm saying, I'm just saying in her defense. What if, I know I was reaching, but what if they did have the conversation 6 months into the relationship, and she said, you know, I really want to get married, and he said, well, I do too, but later. So 6 months go by, they really didn't talk about it again. He says, I got a surprise for you for our 1-year anniversary, and I booked us to go to, cousin, let me finish, please.
Hold on.
Let her finish.
And I want to take you to Jamaica. This is, you know, I'm so excited. This is our 1-year anniversary. So they go on this trip, and in her mind, she's like, well, he said later. I'm just saying, And then now, every day on the trip, he has all these things planned, and it's flowers and roses and candlelit meals. And then she gets to the last day, and she's like, well, I know it's going to happen today. I mean, I'm just saying.
Wait, are you saying that he shouldn't do anything romantic
No,
until
I'm
he's
not
ready to
saying
propose?
that at
Thank you.
all.
Thank
I'm
you.
not.
Because
That's what you're saying.
Because it just might give her the impression he's about to
No,
propose.
I'm not saying that.
That's
What I'm
nowadays.
saying is that because
pull that curtain down again.
they may not have had other conversations to make sure they were, because for some reason they were not on the same page, right? So depending on how early they had that initial conversation about marriage, about getting buying a home together and all this stuff, you know, and he says, well, later, well, we don't know when they had that
So,
conversation when they went on the trip. But something happened in her mind for her to think that when he planned this trip, that this was going to be the end result. So obviously they weren't on the same page. Obviously they didn't talk about it, because if they did, she would have been aware before they got on that plane that it was just a trip for. I'm just saying.
Okay, let me ask you something. Right? Earlier you said probably her auntie, her this one, that one inside her head, and girl, he got to propose and blah, blah, blah. Right? He never said he would. Right?
I don't think I said that he said he would.
Hold on. If you meet a guy, right, and the guy, you call him up and he said, baby, let me call you later. What is later for you? 5 minutes? 10 minutes? A
I
day?
don't know.
2 days?
Whenever he called me, I
Later
don't care.
is later.
I mean, but
Now, she
okay.
is the one that brought up the marriage, first of all. She was telling him that she wanted to get married.
Wasn't the other way around. And he said,
It
yeah, I
wasn't the
want to
other way
get
around.
married.
She brought up the
but not
conversation.
right
He
now.
was like, yeah, I do too, but not now. And she said about a year. They were dating for about a year, and she was telling him that she wanted to get married.
So,
That's
so
what
that
the
the
letter
conversation happened at the year point.
said. I would think
We
it
don't know.
started happening closer to the year.
We don't know because it never said.
Yeah, we were dating about a year, and I told him I wanted to get married.
Yeah.
About a year in when they had the convo.
Oh, we were dating for
Yeah.
about a year, and I was telling them, okay. And then during
And he
this
said,
time,
too,
I guess in this
yeah,
same
but not now.
conversation, talking about selling both our homes.
And that's the dreaming part. I mean, that's that's
Right.
dreaming.
And he wanted to do something big for our year anniversary.
He wanted to do
He
something
just-
big for the year anniversary.
He
And
just
she
wanted
took
to be
that me.
nice.
So I guess then that conversation that they had, she maybe didn't believe him when he said he wanted to wait
That
a
could
while.
be.
So because they had the conversation that was about a year, she said she wanted to get married. He agreed. Oh, I do too, babe, but I just want to wait a while. And then they continued the conversation. They're talking about now tangible things, selling their houses, buying one together. So in her mind, okay. So then now this trip comes, and she assumed, and they say you shouldn't assume for
Exactly.
for that.
But it is
reason.
all about her wanting to get married, her wanting to be a power couple, her wanting to sell the houses and get a big mansion. You know, it's
Yeah, and
you
all we
know,
know is
it-
that he wanted to wait a while, and he wanted to do something big for the anniversary. Those were the things that he wanted. So,
that he wanted.
okay, got you. So I stand corrected.
No, but you did say something interesting. The fact that she possibly just wanted to be married, had some kind of deadline date in her head, and so it was less about him and more about being married
Right.
by a certain time or for whatever reason. And I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I've been guilty of just wanting to be with someone. Like, I don't know
Just
if
to
we've
get
all been
tired
there,
of being by yourself, and you want a companion,
just-
someone to laugh and joke with, go to the movies with, just do things with, of course.
So it's not that at the time, it's not that I wanted to be with the person I was with. I just didn't want to be alone. And that's not fair to the other person. And when I realized that's what I was doing, I broke up the relationship. But I was honest about it, and her and I are still, I wouldn't say we talk every day, but we're still cool. Like, we don't hate each other. But I think that's, yeah, you have to really kind of take a hard look at yourself and be like, why was it that, because her story reeks of desperation. Like, she was, the fact that she broke, you got a good thing going for a year. You got this man who y'all are planning on buying $1 million homes together. Like, I mean, you got what every girl is like, that's the kind of man I want, right? And you blow it up? Like, I mean, that's self-destructive. Like, there's something really in it, like, man, and again, I can't stress this enough, because I do feel like I was very, very angry in my initial retort. But please, the therapy and stuff, that is an amazing thing. Do not stop. Keep going. Get the help that you need, for sure. But I think you definitely, it sounds like, and even Lady P said this, it sounds like you've been given some tools to start moving forward. You started to identify some things of what was happening. Now it's time to start moving forward. Stop asking people what you should have done. That's not the question.
Don't beat yourself up. Yeah. Don't continue to beat yourself up.
Right. You have to now, at this
I think
point,
we did that
step back.
I did that enough for.
Well, Jamie and Howard did. Step back and look at lessons learned, so that now in the future, you can go into whatever's coming next, being intentional, and not shy away from the fact that this is something you want. This is something you desire. You desire to be married. You desire to be someone's wife. So you wouldn't want to now get into a relationship with someone who wants to date but nothing serious. That wouldn't be the person that you would want to pursue anything with, if already what your end game doesn't align, right?
But I don't know. I think it goes beyond that, because if marriage is your end goal, what happens after you get married?
And therein lies the problem. A lot of people don't really know the reality of what marriage is. I mean, I will admit, my first marriage, I was 21. I had no clue. I didn't know. I just wanted to get married because my best friend was married. And I was like, okay, so now I'm 21. She got married at 19. It's time for me to get married. That was so stupid. But that was where my mindset was back then, right? So that's the whole thing, that's it, just really diving deep. It's good that you're in therapy, because these are the things now that you can work through with your therapist, so that when you're ready for the next one, when you're ready, make sure you're ready, because right now you're not ready. You're not ready to even attempt to get into a relationship with someone, because you're still asking what you could have done differently. You've already tried dating, because you're talking about the men that you've come across, and I can commiserate with you, because it's a lot of folks out there that really aren't trying to do anything seriously. So it's gonna take some time, and you need to really fully be over this first, and you're not over it right now. So continue.
I think you also need to take into account that she's not over her ex. So it don't matter who she went out on a date with, he wasn't going to be good enough.
Got you. True. And, she mentioned that she did try to get back with him over the past 6 months, and he wasn't interested. Whether or not it had...
why.
Right. I mean, well, we don't know why. Maybe it was other issues that went on that, he felt like when she broke up with him, he dodged the bullet. And had she not done that, maybe he'd have still been there. Maybe they would have eventually, gotten, married as she wanted, but maybe it wouldn't have been the right relationship. So I say, continue with your therapy, and really try to work through, why was it that you really wanted to get married so soon? Was it, what was it about him, why he was the one? And was it really him, or was it just a desire to get married and get married to someone that was financially stable? You're 30, so, had you met other ones up till then that weren't, and is that it? Just to really understand, because I think before you can really get into a successful relationship with someone, you need to really understand yourself. And I think that's a big problem. A lot of people don't understand themselves and what they want. They know, like she knew she wanted to get married, but where did that desire come from? Did it come from all the comments that she was, hearing? Is she the oldest and all her other sisters are married? Is she hearing stuff from her mother, her grandmother? I mean, we don't know. But those are the things that going through therapy will help you, and you'll come out better for it. So I wish you all the best.
Likewise.
Myself is included.
Yep. So on that note, we have gone a bit over, but I so enjoyed this show. I enjoyed getting back and having conversation with you, especially you, Jamin, because we've met with Naomi a couple times in person. We've had some fun, had some food, and all of that. So, we've been able to do that, but we haven't seen you. So we're super excited to be back, to be back with a new season. We're going to have very interesting topics. We have so many queued up, ready to go. So I'm looking forward to the adventure. And I thank you guys for your time tonight. And we will see each other. Well, not cousin, but the rest of us will see each other next Sunday. So, toodles.
Y'all have a good night.
All
Good
right.
to see everybody.
All right. Bye-bye, everyone. So, guys, we have come to the end of our show. We went a little overtime, but I think we needed to, in order to get the letter, get the topics, just really get our thoughts. And we are so sorry that we weren't able to stream live to Facebook, so we weren't able to get your comments during the show. But we will have all those issues ironed out before next week. So again, we thank you for joining us. We look forward to next week. We hope you have a blessed and productive week, and we'll see you then, all right?
96.2 The Smooth Road. Grown Folks Radio with Lady P.